Like many of you, today I saw a clip that absolutely broke my heart.
I can see in my mind's eye there were rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
She said the sacrifice that him and so many other people made was not worth the country that we've got. Now, that's Alec, by the way. He's 100 years old. I want to tell you a little bit about Alec. So he joined the Royal Navy after promising his father that he wouldn't fight in the trenches because his dad saw the absolute horrors of trench warfare during World War I. He took part in the Arctic convoys to Russia several times, by the way. He played a vital role during the D-Day landings. The man is an absolute hero, and I think let's just give him a round of applause. And then, of course, Adil Ray, the man who has just come out praising the virtues of Sharia law, decided to press him a little bit further, didn't he?
What do you mean by that, though, at this point?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
I mean, honestly, what do you mean by that, though? What do you mean? We all know what he means, Adil. We all don't you all know? Right? It's blindingly obvious. In fact, we're going to talk about it. Maybe we should tell Adil a little bit later on, actually. But look, Alex served on D-Day, like I said, and in the last 24 hours, bear in mind we're talking about a D-Day veteran there. In the last 24 hours, 1,000 illegal immigrants have crossed the English Channel.
Are you scared? You have
no, I'm not scared. Inshallah,
How long have you been in France?
I 7 years in France.
7 years?
5 years prison.
He may have been in prison, but these Iraqi Kurds think freedom lies just over the channel.
That bloke said he spent 5 years in a French prison. 5 years in a French prison, and then he's here now. So, nice hotel room soon, probably ready for a life on benefits. A Home Office whistleblower revealed the other day that they are allegedly punished for refusing asylum to people like an Afghan man who has been repeatedly arrested for exposing himself in a children's play park. Heroes like Alec fought, in many cases sadly died, so that idiots like David Lammy can stand in Parliament and demand reparations. People are being banged up for social media posts. Heroes like Alec fought so that we could hand Britain over to this mob.
Every match that the barbaric Israeli establishment or their teams are at, we will be at. Takbir!
It honestly makes me sick. It makes me sick. I want to say thank you, Alec. I want to say thank you for everything, and I want to say thank you to all the brave men and women who lost their lives to fight for Britain. And I want to tell you that I am so sorry that we let you down.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GBNews discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBnews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Of my panel, and there's a lady on the front row, I think, who might like to make a little point. Is that all right if we could start with you? What would you like to say about this?
Bearing in mind it's Remembrance Sunday this week, and I had a granddad that fought in the First World War. He was in the trenches. I had uncles that was in the Second World War.
Yeah.
And they didn't speak about it because it was horrific. And I think it's a disgrace.
Just hold that mic closer.
Successive governments have failed to support veterans in this country going decades. And they still do. And they let these fighting-age men illegally come here and they put them up in luxury accommodation while we've got veterans who get nothing and are sleeping on the streets. I'd like to hand over to Paul.
OK, well, we will do... I'll come to you in a second, mate, if that's right, because, look, we've got a veteran here who happens to be sitting on the front row as well, so I want to hear from you in a second, if that's OK. I'm just going to go to my panel first. Emily, when Adil Ray's going, what do you mean by that? What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, the cynic in me thinks he was trying to go for a gotcha moment there. Was trying to get the veteran to say something that he could then slap down, perhaps something about multiculturalism or something, I don't know. Maybe. But I was thinking about what he might mean. I mean, incompetent governments, people arrested for speech, reckless immigration policies, veterans living on the streets, not being given mental health support. We've got illegal immigrants in our military barracks, don't we, at the moment?
Yeah.
Growing sectarianism on our streets, as we've seen today, lack of national unity, lack of pride in our culture and our history, millions of people on out-of-work benefits. I mean, the list goes on of how many things are disappointing about this country. And some of the surveys recently about young people, half of Gen Z think this country is just a racist country. Only 11% say they would ever be willing to fight for this country. We're in a dire straits, really, if that's the truth. But I am still proud of my country, and I hope there are lots of young people who won't feel this way for too much longer, at least.
We want to make it better, don't we? Christys, what do you think that our friend Alec, that brave veteran there, meant, when he said it wasn't worth fighting for? What do you think?
Do you know, I watched that clip this afternoon and I cried. I was just sitting on my bed, when it flashes up, and I cried because I think it's so tragic, because if you just think about what he said before that, about the rows of white stones and the hundreds of my friends who gave their lives. Imagine being that man, imagine seeing and thinking about all of the friends that had died, and it was for nothing. It's tragic. And what I think he meant was a lack of common culture, a lack of common pride. I think the fact that we have become a multicultural nation. There have been some advantages to that, without a doubt, but you need to have a common culture, a common purpose. You all need to be pulling in the same direction. And people like him who fought for this country because they were proud would now probably be called racist, far right, and also the pride that we used to have in this country, and I don't just mean the pride as in being able to wave a flag, I mean the pride of allowing the older person to get on the bus, making sure that there isn't litter on the streets, being able to walk home late at night and do so because you feel that you're safe enough to do so. Having a bit of money at the end of the week so you can go and have a treat with your family. That's, I think, the kind of pride that he was talking about, and the kind of pride that we no longer have. And it absolutely breaks my heart to think that he was talking about friends of his that died, and he thinks it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the front row, if you don't mind, so would you be okay to just tell us a little bit of where you served, what that involved?
Well, I served in the armed forces, as you know. What I said earlier. But the thing that's really getting my goat at the moment, more than anything, and I think it's an absolute disgrace, is the fact that they're putting these immigrants into RX army camps where people's fathers and all that trained for the First World War, for the Second World War. They trained in them barracks, and now they're putting the migrants in. I think that's an absolute disgrace, and I think it's disrespectful to the people who served.
Can I just ask you as well, sir, you know, because some of the charity groups as well, they like to say things like those barracks aren't fit to house some of the people who've just come across the channel, but they were obviously good enough to train and to house people who we thought were good enough to go out and send out to war and face the gunfire and face the horrors of trench warfare and all of that. I wonder how that makes you feel when you hear that those barracks aren't good enough.
Well, they were good enough for us. Do you know what I mean? They weren't the best, but they were good enough for us, and it did the job.
Well, look, thank you, by the way, for everything that you've done for your service and all of that. When you hear what that gentleman said there, the old boy, Alex, there, 100 years old he is, can you understand where he's coming from then? Yeah,
I understand that. And I think it's just so sad seeing him like that. You know what I mean? How he was feeling, how that makes him feel. And the thousands, hundreds of thousands that were lost for our freedom and things like that, and then this country's now becoming that.
Do you feel like it was worth it? Do you feel like what you did was...
No, I'm ashamed to have served in the country. To be honest with you, that's how it makes me feel, the way it's going at the moment.
Why?
Because it's just... They're just letting anybody in that are just like, I don't know, they're paedophiles and all sorts into this country, and they're getting so much more than what the British people are getting for the people, and the British people are what that man's put their lives on the line for in the First and Second World Wars and things like that, and it's just a disgrace.
Can I just say, don't feel foolish, don't regret it, because you did something amazing for us. Please don't.
That's how the country at the moment is making.
And I know, and I get it, but don't let it tie you down. Don't get wrapped up in it, because you did something amazing for us. You did something amazing.
We have to sort this out. It is a national disgrace if we've got veterans of two different generations, possibly three different generations between you and him, who are feeling like this. That is a national disgrace. Chap with his hand up at the back. We'll try and get a microphone to you, but in the meantime, Linda, yes.
So this is a kind of tale of two towns, and it's only just occurred to me. This morning I went over because I was helping a family member. Actually, it sounds a bit gruesome, but bury my mother's ashes. She died a year ago into my father's grave. Anyway, I was talking to the family member, and he said on Sunday morning we are expecting a very big protest here because all of the airport hotels house the migrants. There's possibly 2,500 migrants in that area, and we're expecting a very big protest down the main road. Now, that is in stark contrast to the town where I live on the Thames, where I'm telling you there will not be a gap. We will be shoulder to shoulder through the whole of the town centre, as we are every year. When they play the bagpipes, we've got the Navy, the Army, the right down to the Air Sea Rescue, the Cub Scouts, the Girl Guides. And the saddest moment is when they read all the names from those who were left in the First World War and the Second World War, and you hear the same surname 4 times. That's when you know how a town suffers. But it's the comparison between two areas that I think he is talking about. And I don't want to name the family member, but he said we just don't know what to do. They get their money on a certain day every week from the government. They get a certain amount of money, and they're out in the town spending it, you know, as they would, but it's very difficult for us to deal with when there are just such huge numbers. It's really, really difficult. May I just say, I'm so proud of you. I went to a school where we lost many of our sixth form boys in the First World War, not the teachers, boys. And the Second World War, we always took people to the poppy fields of northern France as our school trip. And my mother's late partner, who died in COVID, was awarded the Légion d'honneur for his part in the D-Day landings because he helped build the smokescreen to get our guys ashore in safety. So I feel really, really strongly about this. And that guy you know, on television, speaking like that,
Yeah.
it is heartbreaking. Absolutely
But it's-
heartbreaking.
Absolutely. It's also a reality check now. People need to wake up to this because that is a common view that guy had. We need to do. There is a gentleman at the back. Now, I'm being told, sir, that you are also a veteran. Is that correct? Is it someone? Oh, someone. Oh, you're there. Sorry, hello.
Patrick.
How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you.
I'm just giving someone else your honour there, but there we go.
You can go on it.
Yeah, go on, sir. So what would you like to say about this? Thank you again for the
I'm
introduction.
David from South Wales originally, ex-soldier, ex-Royal Engineer, to be
Lovely.
precise.
Well done, mate.
Fought out in several different campaigns, first Gulf War and back to Iraq and on another tour. What I have noticed coming out, a lot of the soldiers aren't supported enough as they're leaving to join Civvy Street. A lot of them are finding hard times. They end up on the streets.
Yeah.
They can't cope with mental illness, alcohol, drug addictions, etc. And like the ladies at the front said there, you've got all these immigrants coming in, getting all the best welfare facilities, benefits, and our veterans are just left on the street. And then they're wondering, was it all worth it? You know, we've gone to war for this country, fought for other countries even around the world, and is it worth it?
OK, hold on, mate. Thank you very much. Well, just quickly, and I'm sorry, mate, I just wanted a quick note to the production. I think we're going to go over a bit here, so I'm sorry. But, oh, go on. I was going to ask, sorry, do you mind? I was just going to ask this gentleman if you regretted serving at all, and then we'll go to him quickly. Go on. Would you regret it?
Not at all, no.
Right.
No, didn't regret it.
OK, fair enough. And so, sorry, sir, I'll finally come to you. I feel like, yes, go on. Go on.
First one is, you said that your introduction there, is this the country that we want to defend and fight for? Maybe not. Do we want to fight for Britain?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We must.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. Ladies and gentlemen here, I've come from West Wales. It's quite a difficult weekend for me, Remembrance Weekend.
Right.
I've lost a few friends. 24th of October 1990, look it up, Bancrana Road in Derry.
Okay.
Patsy Gillespie and members of the King's Regiment. A friend of mine in Iraq, Corporal Hamilton Jewell as well, lost him as well. However, I would do it again. I believe in freedom, democracy, and the right for you to question me, and the right for all of us to be here, and we can have different opinions and debate them respectfully. And that is what is worth fighting for.
Yeah, good for you, mate. Just quickly, and then we'll, last comment. Well done. Sorry. I wasn't trying to rush over. I'm trying to fit everyone in. Yes, go on quickly. That's all right. That's all right. Stand up.
Sorry. Very quick question. Thank you, everyone in this room, for their service, for those that have served. But also, looking ahead to the future, when is the government going to modernise the current medical grounds for entry into the forces? I would love to serve for this country. Unfortunately, I'm barred from the medical grounds currently. However, I feel myself and many other people in this country would be very, very good advocates, and we would be able to fight. But unfortunately, the grounds currently do not allow me to do so. So I feel like we need to look forward. We need to learn from our past, respect everyone, what everyone has done for us, but also we need to modernise our current medical guidance.
Well, we need people as well. We need people who are actually willing to fight. I think, you know, basically.
The other thing, that's like-minded, but yeah.
That's all right. Well, thank you. Right, thank you, everybody. Andy, I'll give you the final say on this. It's been a fantastic segment from the audience. Now, I really do appreciate everyone's comments. What would you like to say?
I think extremely touching to hear those stories. And to be honest, I think I speak for the panel and the wider audience that we'd rather listen to you guys and your real stories than me pontificate and blag. I think I'll start with saying I think that veterans have been failed by successive governments, Labour and Tory, even the coalition government, for years and years and years. I think a lot of those veterans who do find themselves on the streets or on hard times have quite complex needs. And successive governments have designated those former barracks and those hotels as not being suitable for long-term accommodation and a long-term transition back into whatever a more normal life would look like. I think the solution there is not to necessarily kick off at the migrants in those hotels or those barracks, but make sure that we focus on creating positive long-term solutions for those veterans.
OK,
to be honest.
Just to look ahead, though, I mean, we know what's going to happen when they say they're closing the hotels. They're all going to be moved into housing, right? So, again, it's, OK, one thing, maybe those hotels aren't suitable for long-term needs.
Staying in the military barracks are going to end up fighting for this country.
I Probably not. Probably not. No, and that's why we need to make sure. Well, we do need to make sure that we have suitable accommodation and suitable pathways to get them back into a more normal life.
I feel like
Absolutely.
a little bit we're missing the point. I don't feel like that Alec was talking about sort of the needs of the military when they leave the military, as important as they were. I feel like he was talking about the country that he fought for that we've lost, and that we don't have that country anymore.
On that note, a Home Office spokesperson has said, in regards to a whistleblower claiming that migrants are given asylum despite being accused of sexual offences, they've just given us this. We take all allegations very seriously. We're committed to addressing any concerns appropriately. However, we do not accept the characterisation of those concerns expressed. The integrity of the UK immigration system is paramount, and they have a robust system and safeguards in play as well. And there we go. Right. Okay.